morning and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in. You're watching Times Now Live. My name is Amita Vadva. Top of the hour, let's begin with a big breaking story when it comes to 4 government employees, including Bitta Karate's wife and a scientist at the Kashmir University, who have been dismissed from their service for alleged terror links. Now, what is being said, the wife of the top JKLF terrorist Farooq Ahmed Dar, alias Bitta Karate, is of the 2011 batch of the Jammu and Kashmir officer Muhid Ahmed Bhatt, scientist working with Kashmir University, Majid Hussain Qadri, senior assistant professor of Kashmir University, and Saeed Abdul Mueed, who is the manager ID with the JKEDI, were removed by invoking Article 311 of the Constitution of India. Now, already in May this year, the family of Satish Tickoo, who had filed an application on record of Bitta Karate's alleged video confession, where the application went through when it comes to getting justice for their family because Satish Tickoo was killed in cold blood. Bitta Karate is accused of killing many Kashmiri Pandits during the 1990s exodus. And meanwhile, more details pertaining to the suspension of Jammu and Kashmir government employees are awaited. But this is coming across of those even having links with the said terrorist will not be given government-aided jobs or any support. This is coming across as a big action against those terror betas who continue with their patronage ring that is now being dismantled. We have looked at similar sort of action that has been taken before by the administration of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, that when it comes to terrorists, their kin who are enjoying such kind of patronages, well, that is now being cut. Let me go across to Ishan now. Ishan, the umbilical cord that has been cut, what all patronages, support and was being given to those people who have alleged link with terrorists, that is now being cut off.
Well, yes, important development in terms of sacking of employees, although these are not the latest, employees who have been sacked, but there have been previously around 3 dozen such employees have been sacked. Now, the government has cited several, reasons for sacking them. They have evoked Section 311, saying that 311 article has been evoked by the J&K government, in which 4 employees, including Muhid, who is a scientist and a postgraduate in the postgraduate department of computer science at Kashmir University. Then Majid Hussain Qadri is a senior assistant professor, Department of Management in Kashmir University, and Saeed Abdul Mueed. Remember, he is the son of United Jihad Council Chief Saeed Salahuddin, who is based in Pakistan and is heading all the militant outfits based in Pakistan who are operating in Kashmir Valley. His son has also been sacked, who was a manager IT, J&K EDI. And then also importantly, the wife of Bitta Karate, who has been accused of killing Kashmiri Pandits, and his wife has also been sacked. She was a KS officer working in Kashmir Valley and in the government. Now, there are several reasons that they have cited. Some of them, government says, were booked under Public Safety Act, and they have FIRs registered against one, government employee, Muhid Ahmed Bhatt. And then they say that Majid Hussain Qadri, a senior professor, had a long history and association with these outfits, including Lashkar, and he was booked under Public Safety Act, and there are FIRs which the government is citing as one of the reasons. Then Abdul Mueed, they are saying that when the EDI encounter took place, remember twice there was a suicide attack at the J&K government building. On
Ishan, you're joining us live right now, but when it comes to these employees with terror links that are being sacked, but this was an action long overdue, especially when it comes to the time. We also have Mr. Arasan Singh with us on the phone line. Sir, the question that I was asking was that this action was long overdue. There are several of those people, especially when it comes to separatist links or having terror links, they have been enjoying political patronage for long.
Not only that, in early 90s onwards, government servants were sent across the LOC to receive training in Pakistan. And after having received training, they used to again get back to the government job and work as, sleeper cells or, in various acts of terrorism. So she was one of the predicts. So this was the kind of industry running in Kashmir, and we were profiting these individuals and organizations who were fighting against their own country. So I'm so happy, you know, I'm not happy is not the correct word, but I'm so, you know, relieved that, you know, finally, you know, destiny is catching up with them. And there are many of the, you know, of that, of the same. Sayyid Salahuddin is one of the examples. You can't be and you can't say that, you know, I have no control over my family. You know, we are different individuals. How does it matter? I mean, these arguments can be taken to any length. But if you know, if there's a terrorist and his family members, don't, you know, I mean, don't go to the authorities and say that we have severed our connections.
But Mr. Harrison Singh, there has been political parties who have come out with statements saying that if there are terrorists, their kin shouldn't be tortured or in a way hounded. But there are times when the investigation is carrying out, the kin continues to remain in touch with those terror links and terror funding, and such kind of allegations have been proved, sir.
So that's what I said, that if your kid is not involved in terrorism, then they should go to the, you know, authorities and give it a, you know, written undertaking. That my husband is a part of, you know, this terrorist group, but I am not, and I should not be victimized. I have no relationship. I have divorced my husband, or I have abandoned. I mean, I have severed my connections with my son. Go and tell, you can't have, you know, you can't have a husband living in the same house, visiting off and on, and, you know, enjoying the same money, and then you say that, you know, that they should not be, you know, of course. I mean, we are different individuals, but tomorrow if my son wants to pick up the gun, I'll go to public, I'll go public in saying that, okay, I mean, he has taken up this, you know, wrong path, and I've got nothing to do. I've disowned him. There is a way. There is a way. You can't. I mean, but we all know about, you know, Kashmir. I mean, this was a kind of factory, you know, industry running for a very, very long time. And what about that? I mean, you know, people taking ministers, chief ministers, you know, taking, you know, earning out of, you know, India's money, and then going to Pakistan High Commission. What about Hurriyat leaders? Same thing was happening. So it was a big industry going on, and this industry was, you know, going on, you know, with the blessings and patronage of, you know, various dispensations in New Delhi.
No, absolutely, sir, because there are the likes of Salahuddin, globally rated terrorist, and when it comes to Bitta Karate, sir, the family of Satish Tickoo is still awaiting justice in a way that they wanted the matter to be shifted to a Delhi court or somewhere else, because they are continuously being threatened even after 3 decades.
You have this famous photograph of, you know, of this Yasin Malik with Manmohan Singh. I mean, you tell me what was the compulsion of Sardarji having, you know, photograph with Yasin Malik. And it was not that, you know, it was just, you know, he forced himself into one, you know, in some kind of photographic activity. It was a deliberate act. What I'm not trying to blame A, B or C, but the unfortunate part was that this was a big industry, big industry. Call it jihadi industry, call it anti-India industry, call it pro-Pakistan industry. But that industry, by the way, it's only, you know, it's now going in loss. That's all I can say. But the industry hasn't been dismantled. It is no longer a profit-making venture, but nevertheless, it exists. Now that industry has to be vanquished for once, you know. But nevertheless, you know, some tentative steps are being taken. We have achieved a lot in that direction. But this industry has to be killed at all costs. And not only this industry, madam, all over India, I can tell you, there are parts of, you know, I don't want to say, but governments have been formed and governments have been dismantled. I'm taking the state government.
Absolutely, and it was high time, sir, such action has been taken and initiated against them, especially those who were enjoying sarkari naukaris and sarkari benefits. That needed to be cut off. Thank you very much, Mr. RSN Singh, for speaking to us in detail.